What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? This is your boy Is Nefarious here, and I am here for another edition of your favorite series. How will the Steelers lose this time? The Here We Go series following the Pittsburgh Steelers of the Premier Madden League. Without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, so here we are. We got like one thing to really look at. The playoff picture we don't have to look at because we're not in it. But the short week player meeting. So we're playing on a Thursday. We just got Kellen Balaj, his dev story. Maybe if he has another good game, we'll have another chance at a dev story. But I think this is the last week that we have to roll with Kellen Balaj. I think we get Najee Harris back next week. And this is just about the short week. So we're playing on a Thursday night against the Vikings. So we're talking about how we're going to prepare for it. Are we going to rest? Beat the Vikings and commit one or fewer turnovers. So fundamentally sound. We didn't really do anything there. It was just storyline. I guess I don't know what we get from that. Probably some XP. So he said one or fewer turnovers. Who knows? Big Ben had another tough game. We're gonna ride it out with him and see if he could fix it a little bit this upcoming week. But let's jump into some negotiations with the contracts. Let's see if there's anybody we want to sign. I think we've done this multiple times, and there's usually nobody. Gilbert, we did want to bring back Gilbert, so let's see if we can get him. So he wants 5.3. We'll get him up a little bit. So 5.34 exactly. Let's see if he takes that. That's a good offer. It's a done deal. So we resigned Gilbert. He's an athletic linebacker. We'll keep him around just because his athleticism is really good with that 88 speed. Ray McCloud, we already tried to bring back. Do we try again? I think we could get him in free agency. He's not like a high speed in that position. He's only a 90 speed, so I think we could get him in free agency for a lot less than what he's asking. Miles Killebrew, he's got good hip power. He is 28 though. He's on the older side. Star Lutulay, he's got strength, but he was just brought in as a depth piece. Colin Johnson, we might re-sign. Trenton Cannon, maybe we'll re-sign. CJ Goodwin. There's nobody really on this list right now that we want to re-sign. So I think that's going to be our last re-sign until the off-season. We tried to bring back Trey Turner, but he turned us down. We probably will bring back Big Ben, but I think we could bring him back in free agency with no issues. Witherspoon, maybe we have to try to re-sign him right now. What does he want? He's going to be like $2 million against a cap hit. He won't really be a starter. We have Arnett. We have Roby for next year. He won't be a starter. He'll be like a depth corner. It's not really worth it. We'd rather get somebody young to be that depth corner. So we're not even going to try to re-sign him. If he's an option in free agency, then maybe. But we're not going to try to re-sign him. When it comes to the team, let's take a look at the Vikings and see what we're dealing with. So the big thing about the Vikings, they are going with Kellen Mond, 85 speed, 87 acceleration. So he's going with the more athletic rookie quarterback, trying to build him up. He's got Dalvin Cook at 99 overall. I think that has something to do with the morale. He's got the first one free ability. He's always a problem. When it comes to his wide receivers, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. And then he's got the 95 speed Dan Chisena. I don't know. He's got this 6'3" wide receiver with 95 speed, so he's got a speedster out there. He's got D.D. Westbrook, so he's got a lot of good tight ends, and then he's got the athletic Irv Smith as a lot of good wide receivers, and he's got the athletic Irv Smith as his tight end. Offensive line overall looks pretty weak so far. Actually, looks pretty damn weak. He's got at least a solid right tackle, but it's definitely a weaker offensive line. It's kind of like ours, to be honest. Yeah, it's just as bad as the offensive line as ours. But the other thing is he has all the pieces to be successful on the skilled positions. When it comes to the defensive line, pretty weak. The middle of the defensive line seems to be the strength here. He's got Michael Pierce. He's got Sheldon Richardson. All solid guys. Dalvin Tomlinson. Looks like he runs a 4-3. He does usually have Darnell Hunter, but he's is it Darnell? Is it Darnell or Danielle Hunter? It might be Dan. Yeah, Danielle Hunter. He's got Danielle. It's not Darnell. It's Danielle Hunter. He's got him, but he's injured right now, so we don't have to deal with him, luckily. When it comes to the linebackers, Anthony Barr's always been a name. Michael Kendricks is a great linebacker. Not as fast. 84 speed's not bad, though. Then he's got Troy Dye as the second one. Nick Vigil as his third linebacking option. He's not very fast, but he's He's a 72 overall, so I guess he's going with the high overall. He's got Patrick Peterson at one side, and he's got Mackenzie Alexander, Clinton Dunbar, Brashad Breeland. Doesn't have a lot of speed at corner. Patrick Peterson's his best corner, and Patrick Peterson's on the older side. They don't have their age here, but he's on the older side. But he's not as fast as he once was. Xavier Woods, safety, and then he's got Harrison Smith, who's a solid safety, 87 speed though, so he is a little slower. But yeah, on offense, pretty much we want to stop Dalvin Cook, make him throw the ball. Even though he has pretty good wide receivers, he has a quarterback that has 88 short accuracy, 76 medium, 70 deep. So if we could get him to throw the ball, especially deep, then I think we'll be all set. We might press every time and try to have him force the ball downfield because he doesn't have great accuracy there. But throwing the ball is more of what we want from him, especially with having Dalvin Cook back there. So focus on Dalvin Cook in the run game. On offense, for their defense, they got good guys inside. They are a little slower on the right outside, so they'll be on the left side of our offense. They are a little slower there, so maybe attack that side with a run game. We could do that. The corners are solid. They're not the greatest, but they're solid. I think the best way to go about it is they're pretty balanced on defense. Like, they're not great in both levels, but they're okay in both levels. And without Danielle Hunter, I think we'll be able to attack the outside. We attack inside. I think we're going to get eaten up by Michael Pierce and Sheldon Richardson and Dalvin Tomlinson. So we really don't want to tackle inside. So I would say running outside to the left-hand side, running outside zones would probably be the play in this one. So run the ball and stop the run, basically, is what the game plan is going to be for this game. So with that being said, let's jump into the weekly strategy real quick. Right now it has us defending the deep pass. Deep pass coverage, DB run support is a minus. We want run support from the DBs. Outside run defense, outside run PA, and outside run cutback. So the cutback will be an issue for us if we focus on an outside run. Inside run defense, inside run PA, bounce runs outside. So if you bounce, so this is pretty much telling me. This is pretty much telling me that if we defend an inside run, which we should have known already, but if we defend an inside run, they'll be able to bounce runs outside, and when they run like an inside play, action play, will bite harder. We're going to go defend outside run, because I think inside we'll be able to defend a little bit. The outside is where I think we'll get beat. It says offensive play calling tendency 73-27. That doesn't make no sense because Dalvin Cook's been the focal point of the whole team. And then we'll take a look here. We're going to go half pads. We're going to go back. We're going to actually go backups here. Just because it's a short week. We'll split. It's a short week, but we'll split. We're not fighting for the future right here. So we're going to split. We want people to still get XP. So we're going to split everybody. Our season's pretty much over, so we'll split everybody. And that'll be that for the defense. Let's go to the offensive game plan. Offensive game plan, run outside. So it's going to be defend the outside run outside. So that's going to be inside run blocking is going to be a minus, though. That does suck, but we're going to have to try to run outside. When it comes to the practice, it's going to be half pads. We're going to leave starters in for the quarterback, but everybody else is going to be split. Split every single other person in this. So boom, split. And then advance. Focus training, we're pretty much going to leave it like this. We're going to take out Colin Johnson, though. Get somebody else involved. Maybe Kellen Balaj, but then again, we have Najee Harris. But it would be nice if he gets another depth story because a superstar Kellen Balaj with some speed. I know we have Najee Harris, but that sounds real good to me. We're going to change Deontay Johnson. Try to get somebody else. Stephon Tuitt. Do we have another offensive lineman that we could kind of build? Kendrick Green, maybe? I don't know. I don't want to focus. He's just a normal. He's not going to get much. So we're not going to focus on him. Maybe TJ Watt. Maybe we get him a role. Devin Bush. We'll get Devin Bush some love. So we'll go Claypool, Dotson, Devin Bush. Actually, let's change out Claypool too. Let's go on the defensive side of the ball to get some love for our defense. Alex Highsmith. No. I think we're gonna go for a pass rusher in the draft. Let's go with Damon Arnett. Let's get some Damon Arnett some love. All right, so let's go start this training. See if anybody gets injured. So one thing we kind of don't want, but with the way our season is, I mean, if somebody got injured, it's not the end of the world. We did lose a lot of fatigue. I think it's because it's a short week. We did lose a lot. We lost 10 with the backup there, but -7 all across the board. But no injuries thus far. We might get an injury here. Who knows? We did rock with starters at quarterback, but apparently they don't get injured because Big Ben is fully healthy. But he did lose 10 to his fatigue. Everybody else lost 7. Maybe we should have just did the backups. But you know, it's not like we're playing for a playoff spot, so it's not the end of the world. Ray McCloud gets a role for us. He's a 69 slot, 67 deep threat. We'll do deep threat, just because he's close enough, and he got +1 speed. What is he up to now? 91. So he's a 90 speed, so it wasn't nothing crazy. Be nice if he gets another speed though. 92, 93, slowly get faster and faster. Let's take a look at the draft class because I want to talk about possibly. I did a little thing on Twitter, a little poll to see if we should go in a certain way, what we should take with the first pick, because we're projected right now to be the first overall. We might be second, who knows? Depends on how the season breaks down. But taking a look, you got Kayvon Thibodeau, Derek Stingley, Malik Willis, and Evan Neal. Those are the 4 guys I put up there. Asking who you think should be the first pick. I think I put Jordan Davis, actually. I'm just going to pull that up real quick for us. So taking a look, we did put Malik Willis, Evan Neal, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Jordan Davis. So we left off Derek Stingley. Derek Stingley is the one guy we left off. We did get 6 votes, and right now Malik Willis is number 1 at 50%. Evan Neal's number 3 at 16%. Kayvon Thibodeau is number 2 at 33%, and nobody's voted for Jordan Davis. So far nobody's voted for Jordan Davis at all. So it looks like Malik Willis is what they think we should grab in the first round. And he is a good, he's a scrambler. He's got everything you want. Good arm power, good release, all that good stuff. But I think there's other quarterbacks we could possibly get. We could go Kayvon Thibodeau, get a quarterback later. The thing is, I do want 2 first-round picks. Just in case we do go Malik Willis, I could go back and get a quarterback, a pass rush that I think is a first-round talent that I really like. So, we could go either way there with our first pick. If we end up second, we take whoever's left. Because I think Malik Willis and Kayvon Thibodeau would probably be the first 2 off the board, if I'm being honest. I think those 2 would be the first 2 off the board. We do need a quarterback for the future. We do need another pass rusher on the other side of TJ Watt. We need a few pieces. We need O-line. O-line is definitely a need, but that might be something we try to fill in the free agency. But let's take a look at the stats. I want to take a look at who's getting what for stats so far this season. Kind of a breakdown of who's been performing well, who hasn't been performing well that we thought would perform well. So let's jump over to the statistics and let's take a look at that. All right, so here we are. First things first. We got Big Ben here, 2,800 yards. He's got 29 interceptions, 20 TDs. And if you remember at the beginning, we want 3,000 yards. We want at least 20 TDs. He has that. But right now, he's a -9 in the touchdown to interception ratio. So he would have to throw 9 TDs and no interceptions through the next 4 games, whatever we have, 4 or 5 games, whatever we have left. We're 1-11, so we have 5 games left. We would have to throw no interceptions and 9 TDs through 5 games to break even. And then if he does that, he will be the starter, but it doesn't look like he'll get there. Najee Harris, he's played how many games? He's played 8 games. He has 517 yards in 8 games. He averaged 64 yards per game, 339 downs played. It does say 8 games, but that's basically 7 because he came out early in the game. He got injured. So he has 190 carries, 517, 4.3 a carry, 4 touchdowns. Kellen Balaj, all it's close for less carries. He has 90. He has 440. He's 4.9 yards a carry, so he's a little better. Average per game's a little down, but it says he's played 7 games, so I guess any game that he got a touch in, that's where he counts. And I'm pretty sure he's got a touch or two here and there. Trent Cannon we haven't used, so this was back with his previous team. He has 22 carries for 102 yards. Jalen Samuels averaged 5.4 yards a carry. Benny Snell 2.8. Deontay Johnson's got a little bit of running with him. He has 18 yards and 2 touches. A little bit of jet sweeps and stuff like that. Take a look at the receiving. Number 1, clear as day. Chase Claypool, 846 yards. He might break 1,000 yards for us. He might be our 1,000-yard receiver. He has 9 touchdowns. He is leading in touchdowns. Deontay Johnson, we'd like to see a lot more of. He has 32 catches for 346 yards. That's mainly on me because I was going back and forth of Deontay Johnson, Colin Johnson, Deontay Johnson, Colin Johnson, like stuff like that. So that's mainly on me. Then you take a look at Pat Fairmouth. He's having a decent season, 23 catches, 300 yards. We want to get him at least to 500 yards. 500 yards in his rookie season, maybe a couple more TDs. I think that'll be a solid season from him. Chase Claypool, you want to get to 1,000. Deontay Johnson, maybe get him to 600, 750, somewhere around there. Maybe another TD. Najee Harris, we're not really worried about the receiving yards. But a pretty good season. Let's see how many sacks we've given up through the offensive line. So sometimes sacks are on tight ends. I wonder if they have tight ends on here. Probably not. Yeah, they just have the offensive line. So basically, it's saying we gave up 8, 9. We gave up 8, 10, 12, 13. So 13 in 12 games. So we're averaging at least a sack a game based on those stats. I think it's a little more than a sack a game. Taking a look at the defense, Devin Bush all over the field. He has 76 tackles. I wonder where he is in the NFL for tackles. He's got to be up there. Yeah, so he is kind of towards the top of the league, and some of these teams have already played. So if we get him another 8 tackles, it'll put him up to 80. It'll put him up to 84, yeah. Because he has 76. We get him another 8, put him up to 84. So he'll be up there as far as tackles. And we definitely want to get him up there in tackles because he'll get a dev in that situation. Interceptions, we'll go back to the Steelers because I know we're not really close. We got 5 interceptions from Bradley Roby. Minka has 4 sacks. Alex Highsmith leading the team with 6, then 4, then 3.5 from Devin Bush. And then you see TJ Watt with only 4. Only 2. He's been more of a factor in the run game. I think he's leading in tackles for loss. Yeah, he has 15. Devin Bush has 14 right behind him. I wonder where Devin Bush is in tackles for loss. All right, so he's not top, but he's up there with 14, 23 from DeForest Buckner, and then Devin White's got 20. So they've been flying all over the field. But yeah, forced fumbles, pass deflections. Minka is our number 1 pass coverage guy so far this season. Bradley Roby, of course, has been one of them too. Catches allowed. This broken stat doesn't even record. Forced fumbles, we forced 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 forced fumbles on the season, which is a crazy number. How many TDs, defensive TDs, do we have? We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 defensive TDs as well. I don't think we have a single safety on the season or a single block. We did come close in one game to a block. That was nice. But yeah, there's nobody to really talk about on the defense. Just basically, a really good season so far from Devin Bush. Terrell Edmonds is somebody that was injured. I think he's got, 4? He has 9 games played compared to everybody else's 12, and he's 3rd on the team in tackles. He has 3 interceptions, so he's 3rd on the team, tied 3rd on the team for interceptions. He does have the 1 sack from the safety position. He's been all over the field for us, playing really, really well. 2 tackles for loss. 31 solo tackles, so a really good season from him. And yeah, I just want to dive into that, take a look at what the guys are doing statistically. Now let's jump into the game and see how we do against the Minnesota Vikings. All right, so here we are taking on the Minnesota Vikings. He's on offense right now. He's going to find his running back out of the backfield, giving him a 7-0 lead. As you can see, he takes it right into the end zone. Now we're on offense. We're going to run a little motion and play action. We play action to the running back, and then we try to hit Chase Claypool over the middle. It's going to be intercepted by number 24, something Alexander, and he's going to get to the outside, and he's going to have a lot of room and take it all the way into the end zone, making it 14-0. Sitting here 14-0, we have the offense on the field once again, trying to get back into this game. We're gonna roll out right and throw it up to Chase Claypool, hoping for a jump ball, and he actually gets that as his corner doesn't make a play on the ball, making it 14-7. After a field goal and a field goal for the Vikings and a field goal for us, it's now 17-10. Now our offense is back on the field. We're going to Chase Claypool again, and we get a jump ball, and we take it into the end zone, making it 24-10. Now with a little play action, we're going to try to hit our fullback out of the backfield. It's going to be intercepted by Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith intercepts that, and he's got nothing but green grass in front of him as he's going to take it all the way into the end zone, making it 24-17. Well, and now we're chasing the Minnesota Vikings here in the second half. Actually, towards the end of the first half, with less than 10 seconds to go, we're going to punch it in the end zone with Trent Cannon, making it 24-24. Then he's going to get the ball in second half with 3 minutes left. We're going to get a good stuff there, and then for some reason we disconnect. So unfortunately, we weren't able to finish this game. He had to go and deal with something. I don't know exactly what he had to deal with, but we weren't able to finish this game. So it ended up being a fair sim, and we'll jump into the fair sim and see what the results were from that fair sim. What I want to do is take a look at that Minnesota Vikings game because it won't be on the series since, we kind of didn't get it. I might include the pregame in this video as well, and we'll take a look at exactly what happened in that game. All right, so here we are looking at the game, and we're just going through stats real quick. Big Ben had 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Balaj had 41 yards. Chase Claypool had 78 yards and a touchdown. Pretty good game from Deontay Johnson and James Washington. We had a touchdown from David Wells, Balaj, and then we also had a touchdown from Chase Claypool. Defense, did we get any sacks? Gilbert got a sack. Like I said, I want to transform him into kind of a pass rusher. He's got crazy speed, kind of like a do-it-all pass rusher. Put him in zones, put him on a pass rush, and he could do both. Damon Arnett got an interception. So pretty solid game from Damon Arnett. He 2 pass deflections, but it does keep track of catches allowed, I guess, when you sim it. But 2 pass deflections and 2 catches allowed. So we lose this game. It doesn't really hurt us. It actually helps us a little bit because we're trying to get a good draft pick. But, we're still trying to win. But if we lose, it's not the end of the world. Sometimes when we lose, it's the best thing. But that's going to do it. Now